Today's video is going to be just a little bit different than normal. I am going to do some packing and shipping. I had 4 orders that came in yesterday. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to just go over the top 3 items that sold last week. Last week I had 24, 25 sales come in, which was an okay week considering the amount of items I have listed right now and the amount of effort I've been putting into it. So we'll get into those, the profit, how much I paid for each item, etc. But before we get into all that, my name is Brian and I'm a reseller. I resell on eBay in the everything category. So I sell toys, tools, pots, pans, clothes, you name it. I'm trying to sell it on eBay if I can make a profit on it. I go to garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace to find things to sell online for a profit. So yeah, Tuesday was a goose egg. Monday I had 4 sales. Tuesday was completely silent. I sent out a handful of offers whenever I could, and other than that, it was just crickets. So yesterday morning, I was getting up doing some work, and I decided to delist, relist my entire store again. And it was probably early afternoon. I got my first sale, and ended up with 4 sales by the end of the day. So yeah, one of them I even got a note back from the buyer after they bought it. They were so excited that I had sent them an offer and they were able to buy the item. So yeah, let's get right into it. The first item that sold yesterday was Bucky the beaver. This 10-inch plush Bucky. I picked up 2 of these. I have another one in my bin just right over here at a thrift store for $2.75, and I've got him going out the door for $9.89 plus shipping. So we're just going to put him in one of the little fold top boxes that I've got right back here. I've got a ton of these. My dad picks these up for me at a local phone company in his town. I thought they had phones in them. They have modems, is what he said, because they brought out a modem for his house, and it was in the same exact box. So I'm going to put Bucky in a bag, and then I will put him in the box. Probably doesn't need to be in a bag, but sometimes I think about, you know, with stuff like this, shirts, hats, material things, like if for some reason the box was to get wet, you know, it'd be nice to protect the item. And this isn't, I guess, probably fail-proof, but I don't know. I like doing it. I feel like it gives the buyer just a little bit better experience as well from a, you know, product packaging standpoint. So there we go. We've got Bucky in there. We're going to put him in the box. Just up. There's a bag in there. I forget they come in. They have plastic bags in there already, so they just don't seal. There we go. Box number 1 done. And we are going to pack all the orders at one time, and then we'll ship all the orders at one time. So we're going to pack all 4, then we'll ship all 4. I will have all of my packing and shipping supplies linked below in the description in case you are curious about any of that. I'm not affiliated with anybody, just so you know what I'm using. So we've got that guy packed up. This next one is going to be a little bit of a bear. I'm probably going to have to, I'm going to do some wrapping. I'm going to probably, I pre-selected the box. I'm going to have the box cut down, I'm sure. Because the next item that sold was this 2-piece set of Pampered Chef. I guess it's a 3-piece set because it has a lid, but it's a cranberry roaster or Dutch oven stoneware, and then a nice like casserole dish. I thought my wife might like these. She didn't like the color. She's been looking for something with the glaze outside and the stoneware inside, and she didn't like the color, so I keep looking for that. But I bought these thinking they would be more valuable. Usually I'll pay up to $7 or $8 for some Pampered Chef pieces because I know I could sell them for around 25 to 30. And the stuff that's glazed in some colors are more valuable, but this cranberry color is plentiful and it's just not as valuable as even some of the regular stoneware pieces. So I've been sending lots of offers on these whenever I can, and finally had somebody bite on them yesterday. So I've got $15 into these two pieces, and I sold them on an offer for $34.42 plus shipping. They're going FedEx home delivery. It's going to be a heavy, bulky box. Not something that USPS is great at handling or wants to handle. They'll charge much more to handle items like this. And after I sent the offer, the person who was interested bought it, and sent me a note back and said, "Thank you so much for the offer. I was kind of sad because I saw the price and I couldn't afford it until you sent me the offer." I think I sent like a 30% offer or something like that, and it made it affordable to buy this, and I really appreciate it. So I thought that was very kind, and I'm glad to get them out of here because they're big and bulky and heavy, and I'm just glad they're going out the door. I just had a call come in, and I thought it was a potential customer for my new junk removal business, and it was somebody trying to sell me like custom web pages for Google and search results and stuff like that. Yeah, anyhow, I'm interested in stuff like that, so I wanted to talk to him, but yeah, that's why there's going to be a weird transition right back there. We're going to get to packing these Pampered Chef items now. This is not going to be a fun one, that's for sure. And I've already decided I'm probably not going to buy these again. No, not probably. Unless they're free. I might take them for free, but I'm not going to buy them again. There's just not enough profit in them. So I am going to do a little bubble wrap on the outside of each piece, and then I'm going to use lots of packing paper inside the box to get it going. I've not had any damages with anything I've shipped through FedEx home delivery, so I'm not really worried about that. I just want to, but I haven't shipped two pieces like this of breakable items together in the same box yet. So, you know, you never know. Get a little stretch wrap on here, keep everything in place. So while we're doing this, the third best sale from last week was this Aladdin Tempur-Serve. It was an item I picked up at Goodwill. Took me quite a while to sell it, and finally sold it on the 25% off sale last weekend. I had my whole store on sale. I sold it for $26.17 plus shipping. So my net pre-tax profit ended up being $17.48 for a 42% profit margin. So not quite to my goal of 45% profit margin, but pretty doggone close. Just really glad to have that guy going out the door. It's taking up a decent amount of space on my bottom shelf over here behind me. And every time I look at it, I go, man, why did I buy that? It took so long to sell. That was the third best sale of the week. All right, got that guy all bubble wrapped up, a little casserole dish. So now I'm going to set it off to the side here. We're going to do, I think I can do, yeah, I'm going to do that. Put the lid inside. So I'm going to put a double layer of bubble wrap across the top. I'm going to set the lid inside, and then I'm going to wrap. And do that. Do that. And then we'll wrap the whole thing together. There could be much better ways to do this that I'm not aware of. If you have any packing suggestions, wrapping, protection, whatever, for items like this, I'd be interested to hear what other people have to say about the way I'm doing this. So I might be doing it all wrong. I don't know. This is just the way I do it. I've never watched any, looked up like YouTube videos on how to specifically wrap stoneware. I've sold a lot of Pampered Chef, and just not pieces typically that are this big. I do a lot of the pizza stones, little bar pans, stuff like that. That's what I typically sell. These are heavy pieces. These may not ship billable weight. These might actually ship like actual weight by the time I get them. It's not going to take a humongous box, but it is going to be heavy because these things are heavy. Okay, try not to cut myself with the scissors. So, there we go. Got that one all wrapped up, bubbled. So now I need to put a bunch of packing paper. So this is my box. So a printer box, office chair box, big box. It's a double thick, double wall cardboard. I was going to say concrete. I don't know why. Got a bunch of packing paper here. I'm going to put in the bottom. This is all scavenged packing paper that my dad pulled out of some boxes that he pulled out from behind the business. All right. Got a decent amount of room there. Then if we put the cast, I'm just realizing that I put a new battery in my camera. I don't know if it's been recording. Oh man, what a morning. I'm cutting down this box that I have these Pampered Chef pieces in, and I have no idea if my camera's recording. I'm having a little bit of a day today, but that's okay to have a little bit of a day. Alright, so we got that. Put our paper back in. Alright. So there we go. That's the final box right there. Got that sucker packed tight with packing paper. There. Boy, I'm just like, I didn't get my tape ready this morning. I didn't realize I was getting that close on running out of tape, but I was. The real life adventures of a reseller. Good to go. New tape. Okay. We're just going to go all around this bad boy. I have to imagine some people watch this and they're laughing like crazy because I'm trying to ship stuff on this little table in this little space, flipping things around. And if that's you, that's okay. I don't mind the laughter. I didn't think this was a shipping label product. But they had the shipping labels in the bottom of the box. That's so silly. There were shipping labels just on the bottom of the box. I should put a couple of blank labels over there because I'm going to ship it right side up based on the way I cut the box down. So it'll just be on the bottom. All right, that one's packed up. Good to go. That was the hardest one. Was not looking forward to that. It really wasn't that bad. Hopefully it didn't take too long. That's the second item. Just as a reminder, paid $15, $34.42 plus shipping, going FedEx home delivery on that one. So we'll get the measurements and everything on that one here in just a little bit. Next item I've had for quite a while. Picked it up last fall sometime, pre-Christmas, is this Santa Claus. It's a ceramic Santa Claus. Let's pull you just right out there so you can get the light a little better. I don't know what the brand is. Just got it in an estate sale on like half off day. Paid $3.30 for it. Ended up selling it for $10.88. Wasn't a great buy, but I did buy it, so. So another kind of like flap closed box, a little bigger than the other ones, a little bit, I think be a little bit sturdier, but we'll get Santa Claus wrapped up. Actually, I think I want to do it this way. Yeah, long ways. Doesn't have to be tons of wrapping, so I'm going to have a lot of packing paper in the box with it. So, let's get this guy. If you're a reseller, I'd be curious how many other resellers have their eBay notifications going off, and you're like, oh man, I bet that's a sale. And if it's on vibrate, this is the way you'll know. Or you'll only know this if it's on vibrate. Is it vibrates, you're like, oh, that sounded like an eBay vibration, because most of the other ones have different kinds of sounds or whatever. And you see the notification, you open it up, and somebody's live selling. And I'm like, man, I thought that was a sale. If you have your volume on, it sounds different. You get the cha-ching whenever you get a sale. And then you get some kind of, I can't even make the noise. There's some other sound whenever you're getting a notification that's not a sale. Which could be a counter offer or an offer. You'll get the second type of notification. If you got your phone on vibrate and you just see the eBay alert on the top of your phone, the notification. You're probably hoping it's a sale until you open it. So I probably get, I don't know, half a dozen or more notifications a day of live sellers, or shop the summer styles, or whatever it is that they're pushing. I wish there was a way to only opt in for offer and sale notifications. Alright, we've got Santa Claus in there, just all bundled up there in the box. We'll get a few pieces of paper on top, and he'll be ready to go to his new home. I don't know that I like these boxes as much because I don't have any. You have to like make sure you're really taping these sides, but I don't know. I've used them a couple times so far. Mark out that barcode. I don't think it'd be an issue, just in case. Alright, Santa's wrapped up. I forgot to tell you about the second best sale from last week while I was doing that. Was this belt buckle right here. So this GMC, like semi-truck looking belt buckle I picked up at a garage sale for $4. Ended up selling it for $22.42 plus shipping. In the end, I made a pre-tax profit on that one of $17.69, or a 55% profit margin. Killer profit margin on that buckle. I knew it would sell. I thought it would take just a little bit, and it did. Couldn't find anything like it listed or sold. It was a pretty unique piece. It was a cool belt buckle for sure. It's a funny interaction at the garage sale because I think they had it for $6, and I asked if they'd take $4 for it, and the way the lady, she's like, yeah, I guess. She sounded so exasperated, like she was just defeated by the garage sale, which it was at the end of a day. It was a Saturday, and it was like around 4 o'clock, which, boy, especially if you're doing like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or even a Friday, Saturday garage sale, 4 o'clock on Saturday, you are probably feeling defeated by the garage sale. So kind of understand where she's coming from, but I just haven't seen people actually like that, act like that about taking a price, but taking an offer. Anyhow, sold the belt buckle. It was a cool belt buckle, and I think it's been delivered now, if I remember correctly. I don't know. All right, and the last item, I'm going to see if I can squeeze it in one of these small boxes. Little shoe boxes. I think I can. So this last item is going to be 20 of the apple green Crown Royal bags, empty Crown Royal bags. I picked these up at an estate sale for $0. I was negotiating a price on a few items, and then I had a pile of smaller stuff off to the side, including these Crown Royal bags. And I said, I'm interested in this stuff, and we negotiated the price, and I said, now what about, this stuff right here? And it was like 5 or 6, like very small items. None of the stuff had prices on it. And He's like, you can just take that stuff. Don't worry about it. And I was like, awesome. So the deal was even sweeter than I thought. So I've got $0 into these. There's 20 bags. There's 12 of the like large size and 8 of the small size. So 20 total. Turn 0 into $14.89 plus shipping on these guys. So good deal. And I've had them listed for, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 5-6 months. It's been a little bit. Yeah, they fit perfect in there. This little closed flat box. These little 12 by 8 by 6 boxes are awesome. Luckily, I've got 6 there. I've got about 20 there. I've got about 25 up there. I've got a lot of them. I can ship lots of products. That's for sure. All right, and now we can talk about the best selling item from last week. It wasn't super high value last week because I've sold a lot of my high value items, and now I'm selling through a lot of older low value if I'm actually really happy to get them out of the store. But was this rigid pipe cutter, and if you're not into plumbing, pipe cutters don't mean anything to you. But I picked up this rigid pipe cutter at an estate sale I went to recently. You may have heard me talk about this specific estate sale because on the last day it was a fill-a-basket sale, which was on a Sunday. They opened at like 11, and they had little shopping baskets, the plastic shopping baskets with the wire handles, and anything you could put in the basket was $10. And I was like, okay, I didn't know that. I walked past the baskets. The people at the front desk weren't talking about it or telling you that. I went into the garage. I was looking at all the tools that I didn't buy on Saturday, and I picked up that pipe cutter and I held it up and I asked the guy in the garage, I said, hey, how much is this? And he goes, we'll do $10. And I was like, okay. He goes, but it's the fill-a-basket. And I was like, the what? He goes, the basket's up front. He goes, anything you put in the basket's $10. He goes, you could put that in a basket and probably lots more stuff. I was like, yeah, you can. So I put that pipe cutter in the basket, and I put, I don't know how many wrenches, sockets, socket wrenches, screwdriver hammers. I put that one basket probably weighed about 30 pounds because it was so full of tools that, yeah, it was insane. So I put my cost at $1 on that pipe cutter, which is a crazy price. If I thought I would use it in the future, I would have kept it because you can never find it for that good of a price. But it's for a really big pipe, and I have small ones for like household copper work and stuff like that. But yeah, picked it up for $1, ended up selling it for $34.89 plus shipping. My pre-tax profit on that was $27.23 for a 60% profit margin. I knew that was going to sell. I was like, fill a basket? I was like, this is crazy. Crazy. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Let's tear that bad boy out. Good to go. All right, we're going to go in reverse order. So we're going to ship the Royal Crown bags first. Shipping label on there. They're just under 2 pounds. Let's see here. Royal Crown bags. We're at 1 pound 14 ounces. I did have 2 pounds in there as my weight. This is a 12 by 8 by 6. Let's see. I think it's going to ship for the same price. Probably. I had it in a 4-inch box. I had it in a smaller box, and I didn't do that, which is silly. Now I'm wondering, should I just go ahead and smush it into a small box because it's trying to charge me more than I'm paying but it's only like 30 cents more, and I'm going to spend 30 cents changing it, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm paying $7.67. Buyer paid $7.36. My mistake. Purchase shipping label. So I'm going to lose 31 cents on that one. I'll make it up somewhere else. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm going to save it. Going to Birmingham, Alabama. I am printing remotely to my thermal printer here, my Munbin thermal printer. I save my labels, so whenever I purchase, I just hit save instead of print. It opens it in the app, so then I can print off the label. I'm going to write a nice just thank you note, put it on every one of my shipping labels. I keep meaning to remember to write it on the inside of the box lid, because I think that's kind of cool rather than this, but I keep forgetting. All right, one down. Now let's ship Santa Claus. Send him not to the North Pole, but we'll send him somewhere. I don't know where he's going. Where are you going, Santa Claus? Canyon Dam, California. Never heard of it. Let's see. I had 5 pounds. He's 3 pounds, 7 ounces. Just a little bit better. Let's see if what box dimensions are like. I had 14 by 11 by 9. I'm actually probably close to that. Let's get my estate cell tape measure out. It's 13 by 10 by 7. Let's see. Maybe we'll save a little bit of money. Yeah, buyer paid $13.21. I pay $12.58, so making 63 cents. So that'll cover that last shipment, at least. I don't need this out anymore. I don't need my scissors out anymore. Never heard of Canyon Dam, California before. My dad's watching this. He will have heard of it. He grew up his whole life in California. I was only there till I was, I don't know, 6, I think. Okay. Santa Claus ready to go. We're gonna skip the big one. We're gonna save that for last and go back to Bucky here. Get Bucky shipped out. Let's see. 1 pound, 1 ounce. I had it at 2 pounds. Man, I bet if I had put it in a poly bag, I could have kept it under a pound. That would have been nice. But, and honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just chose not to do it. Did that flat rate shipping on that one at $7.99, and I'm paying $6.53, so making $1.46 on that one. The trick is going to be, am I going to make money on going to Colorado Springs, Colorado? I was just in Colorado Springs a couple weeks ago, visiting a friend of mine, Tim. If you're watching, hi Tim. Colorado Springs is the way I traveled, is on the way up to Golden to see my son, so it was a great detour. Now this big one, I'm going to see if we're shipping actual weight or if we're going to ship billable weight. I don't need the label for this one. It's going to be, you got to round up to the nearest pound. So we're at zeroed out. Let's put this bad boy up here. 18 pounds, 3 ounces. I told you they were heavy. 18 pounds, 3 ounces. Now, let's do the dimensional weight. Dimensional weight is the first thing that's listed above my packing supplies in the description. So you can see that if you want to learn about dimensional weight. 26, I don't like that. By 13. By 16. Let's see, 26 by 13 by 16 equals, divided by 166. Yeah, 33 pounds. So it is going to ship dimensional weight. So that 26 scares me a little bit because now it's going over 24. Yeah, I had it in a much smaller box. I'm surprised I did that. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, this one's gonna bite me a little bit, maybe. We'll see. I'm not feeling good about this. It's not horrible. I'm not obviously not gonna repack it. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not going to. So the buyer paid $23.98. I'm paying $26.69, so I'm paying an extra $2.71. I am not repacking that for $2.71. That's what my sanity is worth, and definitely my time. Although, you see some of these low dollar sales, you might go, is your time worth that much, Brian? I often wonder about that. Let's see, it's going to Steinauer, Nebraska. Steinauer, I have no idea where that is. No clue. Never heard of it. And I always print a second label for these. There's not enough room on the regular shipping label to do a thank you note. So I'll just do it right here. Nothing fancy. I could probably write a little better than that, and I do sometimes. I think my writing tends to get worse the longer I get into the shipping session, even though we're only shipping 4 items. But yeah, that's it. Just to wrap up last week, the total sales for last week were about $550, $201 in pre-tax profit, which wasn't awesome, but I'm going to take the profit for a 37% profit margin. Missed my profit margin goal by about 8 points because I'm shooting for a 45% profit margin, but I'm running so much stuff on store sales, sending out offers, and I'm selling a lot of older merchandise that doesn't have the best profit margins. I'd say much more conscious now of my profit margins. So and that's it. We've got everything wrapped up. Now I'm going to take this stuff over to FedEx and USPS, get them shipped out on their way to their new house. If you stuck around this long, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you have any comments or questions at all, just leave them down there in the comment section and I'll make sure and get back to you right away. And until next time, have a great day.